Hey, and a huge welcome to the team. If you're here, it means you're about to start one of the most important and rewarding roles here at Whole Family Care. I'm Neil, and I'm going to walk you through the foundational ideas that make our approach to care so unique and, we think, so impactful. So, let's dive right in.
Okay, this quote, this is everything. It's the absolute heart of what we do. And it's not just a nice saying on a wall, it's our mission. You see, we're not just here to provide a service or tick off a to-do list. We're here to be partners, to be guides, empowering the people we support to really become the architects of their own lives. Keep this idea close. It's the why behind every single thing we do. All right, let's kick things off with that big picture why. Because to really get what we do inside our home, you've got to understand the philosophy that started it all, an idea that's much bigger than just these four walls.
This is where things get really interesting. At Whole, we talk a lot about something called primary foods. And no, we're not talking about what's on your dinner plate. We're talking about the deeper stuff that truly nourishes a life. A strong sense of community, having a purpose, joyful movement, and the freedom to express who you are. Our entire mission is to help the people we serve get more of these things in their lives.
And this is how that big idea actually plays out. Whole family care, where you are, is one super important part of a much larger ecosystem. We have programs for personal transformation, we create calming environments for people to stay in, and we even have programs for athletes. But see the common thread? It's all about that holistic primary food approach, and that big picture thinking informs every single thing we do right here. Okay, so we've got the big idea. Now let's bring it down to what it means for you, right here in our home. We're going to zoom in on the what, the specifics of the whole family care home and the vital part you're about to play. So, we're a service level 3 home. That means we support adults with developmental disabilities, and they're all clients of the regional center. Now, part of what that level means is that the folks we support might sometimes express themselves through behaviors that can seem challenging. But here's the key. Our job is to provide a really enriched level of support because we understand that those behaviors are almost always a form of communication, not defiance. It's about figuring out what they're trying to tell us.
So, what does your day-to-day actually look like? Well, yeah, of course, you'll be helping with activities of daily living, or ADLs, things like getting dressed, hygiene, making meals. But just look at this list. You're also a coach, helping residents reach their personal goals. You're a friend, offering emotional support. You're a bridge to the community. This is so much more than a checklist. It's about nurturing a whole person. And that brings us to the most critical part of this whole training, the how. This is what makes us different. These are the 5 anchor principles that guide every interaction, every decision, every single moment in our home. So lean in, because this right here is the whole way. First up, and this one is a biggie, it's non-negotiable. Autonomy before efficiency. What does that mean? It means a person's right to choose is always more important than our schedule. It means we have to consciously slow down to make space for their voice, even when things are busy. Giving someone a choice isn't a detour from the work, it is the work. So what does that actually sound like in practice? A lot of times, it's just about these small but powerful language swaps. We shift from giving commands to offering invitations. So instead of, it's time to shower, we can ask, would you like to shower now or maybe after breakfast? That one little change turns a moment of just following orders into an act of self-determination. Okay, number 2, relationship is the intervention. And this is huge. Building a genuine human connection isn't some extra thing you do when you have 5 free minutes. It's the absolute foundation of everything. It's the core of effective trauma-informed support. It's really simple. If that connection isn't there, our support just isn't as effective, period. So what's that look like? It means actually sitting with our residents, not just working near them. It means taking the time to learn what makes them laugh, what their rhythm is, without needing to accomplish a task. And when someone's having a tough time, you never just say, calm down. Instead, you join them in that moment. You offer your presence and say, I'm right here with you. Let's just breathe together. The connection is the tool. Principle number 3, dignity in every single micro moment. How a person feels in our home matters just as much as what gets done. Dignity isn't just about big, abstract rights. It's won or lost in the small stuff, The tone of your voice, your body language, the way you respect their personal space and privacy. So here's the deal. We never, ever talk about a resident as if they're not in the room. We always speak directly to them. And we ditch that kind of empty, sometimes infantilizing praise like, good job. Instead, we get specific and genuine.
Wow, I can see how hard you worked on that. We're not just protecting their rights, we're protecting their pride.
All right, number 4 is support growth without force. Think of us as patient gardeners, not construction workers. We're not here to force things into place. We're here to create a safe, supportive environment where residents can try new things at their own speed. Real progress happens when people feel safe enough to try and even fail without being judged.
You know that instinct to just jump in and say, "Here, let me do it for you." We have to fight that. Instead, we invite collaboration. "Hey, want to try that next step together?" And we reframe mistakes. It's never, "You did it wrong." It's, "You're getting so much closer. What part felt a little tricky?" We're celebrating the effort, not just the perfect result.
And our final principle. Honestly, this is the one that holds it all together. Staff self-awareness equals care quality. And this one is all about you. Your ability to notice what's going on inside you, your own stress, your emotions, that directly shapes how safe and calm our entire home feels.
I really want you to let this quote sink in for a second. Your nervous system enters the room before you do. If you walk in feeling stressed, anxious, or frustrated, that energy impacts everyone around you before you've even said a word. So managing your own state, that's not just self-care. It's a core professional responsibility. Our calm helps create their safety. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and see how all this big picture stuff connects to a really practical part of your job: documentation. We don't see paperwork as some boring chore. We see it as the proof. It's the tool we use to honor a resident's journey and track their progress with real dignity. One of the main tools we use for this is something called task analysis. It sounds technical, but it's actually pretty simple and super powerful. All we do is take a big skill, like getting dressed, and break it down into tiny, measurable steps. Then we just observe and write down exactly what happens at each step. This gives us clear, objective data that shows us where real progress is happening. Let's look at a quick example for getting dressed. See the two columns? On one side, we write down exactly what the staff did. Was it a verbal prompt, a physical assist? And on the other, we record exactly how the client responded. This shows us, clear as day, which parts of the task they can do on their own and where they might still need a little support. It's a really respectful way to measure growth. Okay, one more, this time for hygiene. It's the exact same idea: a physical assist to get started, then a couple of verbal prompts. The documentation clearly captures the person's growing independence. See, this isn't just about checking a box. It's about telling the story of someone's journey toward having more autonomy in their own life. So let's put this all together and see what it looks like out in the wild, like on a trip to the grocery store. On the left, you've got the misaligned way. The staff is rushing, telling the resident what to get, just trying to get the task done fast. Efficiency over autonomy. But on the right, that's the whole way. The focus totally shifts from speed to empowerment. It becomes a moment for making choices, for being part of the community, and for building life skills. And that really brings us to the one question that should guide everything you do here. At the end of every shift, after every interaction, we want you to ask yourself this. It's not, did I get everything done? It's simply, how did the resident experience this moment? If the answer is that they felt respected, that they felt seen, and that they felt empowered, then you are doing your work the whole way. Welcome to the team. We are so glad you're here.